It's headphones. Headphones in case you have any questions in Spanish.
That's good.
Do you? There you go. Afternoon, we've got Andy Robertson. As you can see, we've got simultaneous translation on the headphones. If you could let us know if you want to ask a question by raising your hand, and we'll get the mic to you. Vinny?
Andy, just been looking at the last few weeks for you. An 80th cap for Scotland and stoppage time winner in Warsaw. 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League with Liverpool, and the only team with a 100% record in the league phase of the Champions League so far. So how do you sum up how things are going at the moment and why they're going so well for you?
Yes, thanks for mentioning my Scotland goal. Appreciate that. No, it's been good so far. Obviously we're sitting nicely in both competitions, but we're allowing probably other people to maybe look at it a bit more than us. We're just focused on tomorrow night, but of course winning games and things like that brings confidence, and I think you can see that within the team just now. I think we're all playing with confidence. We all believe in what we're doing, and I think that can only help with results, and that shows you with the two positions that we're in. But we also know that there's a long way to go in both competitions, and it's not time to get carried away.
I'm sure you probably knew as well that we were going to ask you something that isn't so positive at the moment, because Mo obviously made some comments at the weekend about not being offered a contract and that he's more out than in at the moment. So, I mean, we saw you having a laugh with him at training, but how do you feel about what he's had to say and the prospect of him going in the summer?
I thought that was going to be your first question, to be fair.
You have a bit on that as well.
Yeah. Look, honestly, for us as players, it's nothing that we can really get involved in. All I can say is, you look at Mo today, you look at Mo yesterday, he's the ultimate professional, and in fairness, it goes for all three of them. Mo, Virgil and Trent, who are all in similar positions. Every one of them is so focused on, the next game and training and preparing properly, and, they've been leaders this year. That's the way they've done it. And I think for us within the changing room, I think if they can do that, then we kind of do that, and we don't get distracted by anything else, and they're not getting distracted, and I think we're all just excited for the game tomorrow night.
You kind of touched on it as well, saying there's still a long way to go, but Mo also said that he's fully focused on winning the Premier League and Champions League this season. Having already been part of teams that have done both of those, what do you see in this group that makes you think you could win one or both this season?
Yeah, look, I think what we've shown is that we can win football matches so far in this season, but I also think there's a long way to go, and we have to. I think, like you says, there's a few of us that have got the experience of winning both, and I think you need a consistency, you need a bit of luck along the way as well in terms of injuries and form and things like that. But so far we've had that. We've had good performances, and maybe when we've not been at our best, we've still found a way to win, which is good. But we're only 12 games in the Premier League, 4 games in the Champions League, and I still think there's a lot of football to be played, and there'll be a lot of twists and turns and things like that. But when you're in a good moment, you have to try and keep going and try and build that momentum, and I think that's what we've been quite good at so far, and we have to try and continue that, because we know we've got big games coming up, and if we can get results in them, then our position can strengthen.
Paul Joyce.
Andy, there's probably been more high-profile games against Real Madrid than this one in recent seasons, but for the development of this team, do you think a win over a team as strong as Real Madrid is still an important stepping stone?
Yeah, of course. I think obviously we've played, since I've been here, we've played Real Madrid I think 5 or 6 times, and obviously we've not been on the winning side yet, but I think there's only a few of us that have probably been involved in that. It's quite a different squad, a new squad that a lot of the players probably haven't faced Real Madrid with Liverpool yet, and also the same for them. They're a new squad, new faces, and things like that. So I think when it comes to these big games and you play against the best players and the best teams, then of course you want to be, one, involved in the games, and two, you want to get the result, because it'll probably be the most watched game this week, and that's what big players want to be a part of. And I think if we can get the win, it just puts us in an even better position within the Champions League, but also you're beating one of your competitors, which is always nice. So we're excited by that prospect, but we also know how good Real Madrid can be, and we know that they'll come here full of belief and full of confidence that they can get the result, and hopefully come tomorrow night we're the happier ones.
And as someone who's been here a few years and won everything, does your leadership for the group become more important now? given the situation that the team is in as we stand this season?
Yeah, of course. Like I says, there's only a few of us that have probably experienced, success as in the two probably big trophies. And we all have to dip into that, and we have to help the new players, the younger players, and things like that, because it can be quite easy to get carried away and start looking too far ahead. But I think we've got enough within the changing room that won't allow that to happen, and that's where we rely on probably me, Virgil, Mo, Trent, Ali, Joe Gomez, people like that have been there and done it, that can just put a cam on everything and focus on the next game, because that's the most important. So we're fully focused on tomorrow night, and then come 11 o'clock tomorrow night we'll fully focus on Man City, and then whatever happens then we'll fully focus on Newcastle. And that's just the way we work, and we've always worked, and I think that's what will work best for our changing room, and obviously we are key to that.
And do you just think any of the lads who played in 2018 and 2022 still feels though you may owe them one though for what happened? It must have been one of the low points in an otherwise high career.
No, I don't really look into owing people one or revenge or anything like that. I think both games were different. I think 2018 was so important for our journey. I think nobody really expected us to probably be in the Champions League final that year. And it gave us the belief that we could compete in that tournament again and go on and then win it the next year, which was so important. I think 2022 obviously hurt a lot more at the time. I thought we played well in the game. I thought we dominated the game, and their goalkeeper was man of the match, which probably tells you a lot. But they do what they do. There's a reason why they've won the competition the most out of any team. But there's not, I think the squad is too new. I think their squad's too new, and we're just looking at tomorrow to try and strengthen our position at the top of that table, because we know how important finishing in the top 8 can be in terms of seeding for the last 16 and not having a playoff and things like that. And that's all we're focused on.
Gentlemen with the headphones.
Danny, the headphones.
Hola Andy, ¿qué tal? Sergio Horas del Desmarque. Esta mañana hemos estado en West Derby, la zona donde creció y nació Trent Alexander-Arnold. Le conocemos futbolísticamente, pero tú que eres su compañero, que llevas muchos años en el vestuario con él, cuéntanos un poquito cómo es Trent Alexander-Arnold dentro del vestuario. Gracias.
Yeah. Don't worry, I got it. It was a little bit quiet, but I got it, don't worry. I think the question's about Trent, yeah? No, look, Trent's, like I said, one of the closest, friends I've got in the changing room. We've kind of went on the journey together. He's obviously a fantastic footballer, fantastic person, and yeah, I think the quality speaks for himself. At the top level, one of, if not the best right back in the world, and I think he shows that year on year. And probably people forget that he's still fairly young. He's probably getting a wee bit older now, but he's still young enough to get even better. And I think that's the main thing for him. He's got a will to succeed, a will to learn, and I think you've seen that this season as well. And look, he's a pleasure to play with. And obviously, like it says, we've kind of grown together within the full-back role, and I've enjoyed doing that with him.
Gentleman next to you.
Hola, buenas tardes, Andrés Rubio de Televisión Española.
From Spanish
Quería
TV.
preguntarte
I wanted to ask you,
por Arne Slot.
Arne Slot,
Esto de temporada está haciendo
the beginning of the season has been fantastic. So many victories in a few games. What's it like working with him? What's it like working with the new manager after so many victories and a successful start to the season?
Yeah, look, I think the manager and the coaches that have came in have been, a breath of fresh air. I think they've came in with their ideas, their new, there's a lot of new staff and things like that. And I think, credit to the players. I think we've all bought into it. I think we've all really enjoyed it. And look, obviously results help that. Results help breed confidence within, the coaches, within the players. And I think that's one of the key reasons. But also the amount of work we do on the training pitch, the amount of meetings we have, how many hours the manager and the coaches put in is is incredible, and they make sure that we're the best prepared possible for every single game, and it's up to us to then go out and try and play our best for them. And I think more often or not this season we've done that, and hopefully that can continue. But the manager and the coaches since they've come in have been fantastic. I think everyone's enjoyed working with them, and hopefully that can continue.
One here.
Hi Andy, Juan Yagüe for Flash Score in Spain. Of course the results have been very good this season so far. I live here.
No problem, English, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so as I was saying, the results have been very good so far this season, and you have said that there are many different new faces since the previous matches against Real Madrid. So what are the main strengths in this current squad to get a good result tomorrow night? Thank you.
Yeah, look, I think one I've just touched on in terms of we're playing with confidence. We've shown that we know how to win games this season in different ways. On Sunday we've obviously had to come from behind, probably not our finest performance, but we managed to find a way to win. And then other times we've been able to keep a clean sheet. Other times we've been pretty comfortable in games. So I think the confidence that the players are playing with can help, because going into a big game you want to be confident, you want to feel good about yourself, and we believe in what we're doing. So I think that is what we go into every game thinking. We believe that we can cause any team problems, and we can try and get the best out of each other, and we've shown that quite a few times this season, and hopefully we can show that tomorrow night, because there's no bigger task than playing against Real Madrid, and we'll have to bring our A game to try and get anything out of the game, and if we do that, then I believe we've got enough on the pitch that can cause them problems.
And after the last one at the back, because we got the Liverpool manager waiting to come in.
Andy, I can try it in English. Sergio Herrero for Caliente TV Mexico. You were talking before about your leadership in the team, and today in the training before, you tried while you were warming up, you grabbed Mo Salah to put him the first. I mean, you know him very well. How does he feel? I mean, you know him well. Is he maybe a little bit sad because of this situation?
He didn't look sad to me. Mo comes into training every single day with a smile on his face. He is in the gym working as hard as ever. He's on the training pitch working as hard as ever. So, in terms of that, he's one of the happiest people in the training ground. That's for sure. He enjoys every moment of being in there, and I think that can tell. I think if you can find me a picture from training today where he looks sad, then fair enough. But I think he looks happy at all times, and I think he's such a focused individual that he'll be focused. He'll be in his house now, probably focused on tomorrow night, and that's the main thing. That's what all good players do. That's what all the best in the world do, and most certainly falls into that category.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andy.
He's already sitting there.
He's been there since Sunday.
Could we change from position? I will ask the question,
That would be
and
good,
you can
actually.
answer mine. Probably now.
Any first couple?
Yeah, and I think you probably expect what's coming next. Obviously, there were a few quotes from Mo at the weekend saying that he hadn't been offered a new contract and he's more out than in at the moment. So how do you see the situation, and what are you being told about how contract negotiations are going?
Indeed, people tell me about this, but I've said many times we don't share this over here. At least I don't share this over here. The only thing I can say is if I look at my lineups, Mo is more in than out. That quote I can give you.
That said, though, when a player speaks out like that, Arne, does it cause an issue in terms of a distraction when it comes to big games like this? And is there a genuine fear from yourself that you could lose Mo in the summer now, because his numbers are obviously still up there where you would want them to be?
Yeah, definitely. We want his numbers to be where they are at the moment, because those are the numbers Mo always have had and still has. So that's the positive thing. I don't think he's distracted at all. I haven't seen that after United game where he had some comments. I haven't seen it after a post you told me about. Afterwards, he just kept on scoring. I didn't see anything today. He's just fully focused on the game tomorrow. And I think these kind of things are inside here and probably in the media, and all our fans talk about it, which is completely normal. But if you would have been at the Ajax today, I don't think any player talked about it, at least not when I was there. Maybe they always give each other a bit of stick, so maybe they did this now as well. But players also are focused on the short term, and that's Madrid and that's City. And that by the time most contract is extended, players don't look at it that way. We as a club, of course, do, but the players don't. So I don't think there's any distraction at all for him or for the players, and definitely not for me, because I worked yesterday on preparing the team in the best possible way, and there was not one time in my mind that I thought, oh, I'm sitting here tomorrow talking about Mo.
Thank you.
Tracy?
Arne, what does Liverpool Real Madrid conjure up in your mind? It's a big European clash. What's your feeling about this game?
Yeah, it's a big game. I think Real Madrid, Manchester City dominated Europe and the league for a few years now, combined with Liverpool, because Liverpool was always up there as well, competing with these two clubs. So it's a special week for us, especially because we play 2 times at home. But if this week is done, again, the big week is coming up with Newcastle away and the Merseyside derby. So if you are at Liverpool, you always play big games. But yeah, these two are special because these 3 clubs have dominated the league in Europe for so many years recently. So that's a special week to play.
Arne, goedemiddag. Ik zou dit in het Nederlands willen doen, maar dan worden ze heel boos op me, denk ik. Maar geef vooral antwoord als je wil in het Nederlands. I will ask the question in English. You're extremely popular here. The results have been amazing in the first couple of months. Can you tell something about how it has been for you the first couple of months here, and what is the reason you think of the great success you're having in the first months as Liverpool manager?
I think I'm extremely popular in Holland as well.
Dat kan ik niet kennen, Arne.
No, only in Rotterdam. No, results have been really good, and results are always done by the players. And if they have very good result, that always is good for the manager and for the press officer and for everyone who works at the club. So, but we also know how much effort we have to put in to win these games, and that's why we always have to give credit to the players that put these efforts in to get these results. And as a result of that, players are popular, like you just heard, because Mo is quite popular over here, and maybe the manager that is part of that results as well.
Feyenoord kijken trouwens vanavond?
Yes, because they play City and we play City on Sunday, so I definitely gonna look City against Feyenoord.
You're coming up against one of the great managers of this era in Carlo Ancelotti. Your thoughts on facing him, and what would it mean to you, especially given how well you've started here, were you to beat one of the best tomorrow?
That you have to ask me after the game if we were able to win from them, but that is a very difficult thing, not only for Liverpool but for every club that has played them in Europe, because they can win in so many different styles, in so many different ways. That's the better way to put it. That's why they won this competition so many times, because they can win to be really dominant and outplay the opponent. But if it's a difficult game, they always find a way to win the game or to go to the next round, and that's what makes them special. Also, of course, because they are always having great individual players, great quality. But that's the nicest thing of tomorrow. That's why it's so busy over here, because Liverpool has some great players at the moment, and for recent years as well. So that's why we're all looking forward to the game tomorrow.
Are you able to give this game full 100% focus, given there is another huge one against Manchester City to come? Will that be on your mind at all in the next 24 hours?
I think the answer was Sunday against Southampton, where you could argue if the next game is Real Madrid, the next game is City, are the players really ready to perform, or are they looking at the next game? No, they didn't. Of course, I know we conceded 2 goals, but if you look at those 2 goals, the effort we did to prevent the other team from scoring was there. We were in both situations a bit unlucky, but the moment Robbo made the tackle, I think there were 6 or 7 players from us around the ball. The moment they scored the second one, there were 8 players from us inside the 18-yard box. So we are not distracted by next opponents. We're only focused on the next game. And that is now Real Madrid. If you then look at the next one, that I don't think any football player would do that. Everybody just enjoys it to play tomorrow against Madrid, especially here at Anfield.
Mo.
Hi Arne. This is the 4th consecutive Champions League campaign that Liverpool faced Real Madrid, and the 5th out of the last 7 times. And as Andy Robertson referenced when he was sitting up there a minute ago, Liverpool haven't won any of them in that time. When you're trying to plan for this game, do you go back to some of those games and maybe pick out some of the positive moments? For example, Konaté's performance in the 2022 final, or maybe even going 2-0 up in the last time they came to Anfield? Or do you just draw a line under it all, try to get rid of all the potential emotional, psychological baggage, and just say it's a brand new game, start from scratch?
You've told me so many things that I only thought, is this all your questions always an advert to replace me in the future? Because the knowledge you have about football
way in the future, don't worry.
and data is enormous. I wasn't aware of the fact that we played them so many times. I was aware of the fact 2 years ago they were, if I'm correct, I say they because I was not part of it, but we were 2-0 up, I think. And I think I even used that game to my team at Feyenoord at that moment, saying Madrid always finds a way of winning that game, because the moment when it was 2-0 up, there was no one that would have expected that that game would end up being 5-2 for Madrid. But that is what makes them so special, that they can turn games around like that, but they can also take the ball tomorrow and just dominate you from the start. And yeah, probably one of the reasons is that they have a great manager for years already, and they have great individuals as well, and that makes them one of the best, maybe the best club in the last 5 to 10 years in Europe.
Lewis.
Hi, Arne. Just check on team news. Saw Trent in training today. Is he ready to start? And then a few of the others, Federico, likes those sort of people.
Yeah, it's funny that you talk about our injuries, because most people only ask about the injuries Real Madrid have. But we also have a few recently. Trent is in the squad, but he will not be available to start. He can maybe make a few minutes. In an ideal world, he maybe doesn't. But if it's really necessary, he can make a few minutes tomorrow, but he's not going to start. And then Federico is not in the squad yet. He's training with us then in not the whole session, but mostly 1 or 2 parts of the session. Javier is in the team, but hasn't played for a long time competitive football, so he's there, but of course not ready to start. Alisson is not there yet. Diogo is not there yet. Do I forget anyone? Costas is not there. Yeah, he's having an injury as well, so it's quite a list, and for us as well.
Mister, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? Darío Araujo para Caliente TV. Ayer se conoció la lesión.
Yesterday we learnt about the injury of Vinicius.
Para usted, plantear el partido de mañana sin Vinicius Junior como rival.
Are you making special plans to approach the game without Vinicius Junior compared to what you would have done if he'd been fit and playing? So do you approach it differently without Vinicius in the lineup?
Yes, definitely. We approach it differently because a new player is going to play for him with different qualities. So we knew when Vinicius would have started, I had to prepare them for him and Mbappe and all the others, but they are probably the main attacking threat for them. Now with him not playing, we have to expect something else. And I think he played almost every game for Madrid. So it's again quite difficult for us now to understand what we can expect. But what we do know, what we can expect, is 11 players with great quality, and we try to prepare them in the best possible way. But yeah, will Bellingham play as a 10? Will he play from the left? Will he play from the right? Will Endrick come in? Will Güler start? So they have so many options, which now is a bit more difficult for us to see what they're going to do. If Vinicius would have been fit, I think I could have come up with their lineup. Now it's going to be a bit of a surprise for us maybe. But the thing we do know is that we play 11 great players and a very good team.
Just got time for a couple more. The gentleman in the blue top.
Hola Arne, ¿qué tal? Sergio Horas de El Desmarque. Volviendo a las lesiones, has comentado que está Vinicius, no va a estar en el 11 titular Trent tampoco, pero va a estar Kylian Mbappé. No sé qué te está pareciendo el inicio de temporada de Kylian Mbappé, si esperabas más, si está dando el rendimiento que tú pensabas y dónde te gusta verle más, en el centro como delantero centro o pegado a la banda izquierda. Gracias.
Those are a lot of questions about the team we face and my opinion about them. The only thing I can tell you is I'm not bothered about what is his best position. The only thing I'm bothered about is his quality. And we have to face that quality and we have to play him in the best possible way. But he's shown so many times that he's so difficult to defend for his country, for Paris Saint-Germain, also for Real Madrid. He's one of the best players the football has at the moment. So, if Vinicius would have played, that would be the second one. One of the best players the football has at the moment. So now it's Mbappé who's still there. And I'm not the manager of Madrid, so it's not up to me what is his best position or not. I think every position he plays, he's one of the best players in the world. So we have to be ready for him.
Ja, Arne, voor je vrienden van Ziggo Sport, in het Nederlands, misschien straks in het Engels. You're in the shape of your life, speaking perfect English with everyone. You're winning. The fans are singing. It's beginning to look a slot like Christmas. What do you experience from this? Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Didn't know?
No.
Good to know. But how much do you experience that yourself, and how big are the nerves for tomorrow?
Like I just said, I didn't know this and I don't follow how popular I am, if I am or not. The only thing I bother about is the next opponent, and that's Madrid, and how to prepare the team in the best possible way, like I've said many times. So that's my main focus. Now my family is coming over, so if I hurry up a bit, I have to do some groceries for them as well. And then go home. And that is where my main focus is, and not about the songs they sing for me, although it sounded quite nice. But it's nice to be in this position, it's nice to work at this club, and it's nice this week, it was nice last week, and it will be nice next week, as long as we keep on winning.
Just one here, then the final one, Carl.
Arne, I just wanted to ask you one more about Mo Salah. Jamie Carragher said that Salah was selfish for speaking out and that he should have been fully focused on Liverpool Football Club. Just wonder what you made of that comment. And I know you said that he's not distracted and it's not a distraction for Liverpool, but I just wonder if you have any concern as well as to whether it might develop into a distraction if Salah continues to express his disappointment publicly.
I focus a bit more on what else he said. He said that he was one of the 5 best players Liverpool ever had. And I completely agree with him, which is not an easy thing because we had so many great players at this club. So I don't think it distracts Mo at all. Maybe it brings even the best out of him if you look at his performances till now. So like I said already a few times, my main focus is the next game. And if we had that game, another big game is coming up. And if we had that game, it just keeps on going. So I talked to Mo about what I expect from him, and like I do with all the other players. And he's in a good place at the moment. And I said before, I'm not distracted at all by his comments, and I don't feel his teammates do. So it's nice that we have a story in the media. So you guys have some work now as well.
Last one, Carl.
Yeah. Hurry up, I have to do the groceries.
You spoke about the way Madrid always find a way to win. Do Madrid carry a different aura to other teams? Do they bring a psychological advantage into European games?
I think they might do. I cannot talk for all the other teams they face, but I said when I worked at my former club many times that we should take the example of Madrid, that they always find a way to win. They can win it in different ways. If it's difficult for them, they can still win a game. And that's what's probably one of the reasons, apart from them having so much quality, that they won this tournament a lot. So yeah, I think I can only speak for myself, but maybe the players might feel the same. If we are fortunate enough to be a goal up or even more up, we still are aware of the fact, especially because what we've experienced 2 years ago, that the game will never be done till the referee blows his whistle. In general, it is like this, but I think we all feel it against Real Madrid a bit more than to some other clubs we face.
Thank you, everyone.
Sorry?
Yeah. I have to change first, then. Yeah.